Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial review and swatches of this palette by Ucanbe. So this is called the My Honey palette. So it just looks like this. The shades are very similar to like something like the Urban Decay honey palette, and then a lot of other, you know, similar things that have been going around in the market at the moment. So this only cost me like £4. It was really inexpensive. So you can either buy this from the official, like the Ucanbe website. I think it's a bit more expensive though, or they do have an official Ucanbe store on AliExpress. Gotta get that out properly. It's a mouthful. So you know that you're buying it from, like, you know, you're not buying a copy or anything like that, and it's like a genuine one because it says official Ucanbe store. It's just a lot cheaper to buy them from there, and they do like bundle deals and things like that. So I got a haul of things. I think they arrived a couple of weeks ago now, if I'm completely honest, but it did take a long time to come from China because of what's happening at the moment. Like, still with COVID and things coming from overseas, things are taking a little bit longer. I think it took about 3 months to arrive. So yeah, this is the palette we're going to do today. So there are 5 palettes in this range, and I currently have 3. So I have the Honey palette, I have the Fruit Punch palette. So I am still planning to do a video with this, I've just never got round to it. So it's just like a really bright matte palette. Oh no, there's one shimmer here, this one here. I've got my nails back on as well. These are Primark nails, and they're like £1. They're matte square oval, I think they're called, and I found like a new glue to put on them, and like they are sticking down great. So I am loving it because all the glues that I've tried so far just like ping off within a day. So if anyone knows like a really good nail glue, leave it for me in the comments, because I struggle with nail glue. Like, they just pop off constantly. But I think it's an Eyeshadow one, or a Naileen, I'm not sure. Naileen, I think it is. And it was like £2 from Sainsbury's. Thought, oh, I'll give this a go. And you know it's a good nail glue when your fingers are stuck together when you're putting it on. Anyway, off on a tangent there. So the third palette I've got is this Berry Cola palette. So it just looks like this. And I don't know if you can tell, but this is kind of like a dupe for the Conspiracy palette by Jeffree Star. It's better when you look at them side by side. I have got a video on this palette, and I did do side by side swatches with that, so you can see like how close like they look together. Okay, so like I said, this video is going to be on this palette today. I do really like that this palette is like a lot of the palettes that have been going around at the moment, like yellow palettes. You can't get a lot of depth with them, and there's only a certain amount that you can do with that palette, and a lot of your looks will look the same. But I do like with this palette, you've got like a dark brown to deepen things up. You've got a few of them mustardy kind of colours. You've got browns. You've got bright colours to put on the lid. I feel like you've got a lot of variety. So I'm going to put some base on, and then I am going to zoom you in. Okay, so we are zoomed in, and I have my P. Louise base on in the shade 0. This is like a white base, just so the other shades pop out. So it's like where to start. So I'm going to put like a nude in the crease. So I'm going to go with this shade here. So that's that first like nude shade down. I think it's actually quite funny at how brown it looks kind of in the pan, and then how yellow it actually looks on my lids. So the next colour I'm going to go into is another transition colour. I'm going to go into this one here, and then just deepen it up a little bit more. Okay, so that's that murky kind of brown colour on. I think it looks like really good. So now I'm going to go into the darkest brown here, and then I'm just going to put that on the outer portion of my eyes. the crease. And I want to go in with the shimmer now. Like, there's some beautiful shimmers in this palette. Like, this is a really nice shimmer, and there's some darker shimmers, but I think I'm going to go in with this one because it just looks a really nice, like, yellowy, but like still a bit of a murky yellow. Okay, so how beautiful is that gold, that yellowy gold colour? It went on really nicely. It was really smooth, very pigmented, and it didn't take like a lot to build it up. One thing to note about this palette is I've hardly had any fallout on my face, which is amazing, because like usually like when I've done my base, like it's a bit of a mess already, like trying to wipe it off. But yeah, everything's been alright so far. So these are like my Poundland Firm McCann lashes. I can't remember what style, unfortunately. But we're going to do some under eye liner, not liner, shadow. Just while my lashes are kind of like drying, and then I need to put some mascara on. So, part of me wants to put like this yellow on, but I don't want it to clash too much with like with this really nice green colour. So I think I'm going to go for like a boring colour and just put like this one on here. So we need to do some inner corner highlight now, and this palette that does have like a lot of variety, so that like some palettes that I've been testing lately don't have like a light enough shade for an inner corner, but we've actually got two here. So this is kind of like a satin kind of colour, and then this is a shimmery, so I'm going to actually use this one because I think it would be a nice contrast to the shimmer shade we used on the lid. Okay, so I actually put some of that as well as going on the inner corner. I used it as a highlight as well because I love it when my highlighter and inner corner match, and it's just like a lovely light shade that, you know, works lovely as a highlighter. So yeah, really impressed with that one. Okay, so this is the final look, and I've got to say I absolutely love the Ucanbe palettes. Like, the formula is so good. Like, I've done videos on two other palettes now. I think I've done the Anwen like collaboration palette, and then I've also done the other palette that I showed you earlier, like the Jeffree Star dupe, and they've been like so pigmented. The mattes are really easy to work with and they blend well. There's not a lot of fallout, and yet these shimmers like pack like so much like pigment in them. Like the Anwen one had some amazing shimmers on that one. Like, I could have just put so many shimmers on my lid, like loads of choice. So yeah, I think like for £4, like this is the best you can get for like the price range. They're really good. Might take you a little bit of time for it to get to the UK, but it's definitely worth the wait. So I've actually got some more Ucanbe palettes that I'm going to do videos on, so I'll just grab them in 2 secs. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do like dedicated videos on these or whether I'm going to do like a testing Ucanbe makeup. But I've got a few things to show you. So they brought out a new foundation a couple of months ago. So this is called the Matte Pro Longwear Foundation. I actually got it in the lightest shade, and it looks like this. Now if we're going off like this colour here, it looks very yellow. Wow, it does look so yellow. I mean, it looks light enough for me, but I might look like a Simpson, so I need to give that a go because we love like a longwear matte foundation. So that is the lightest shade, U01 Natural Light. I got a concealer, so this is the Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. This is in the shade Porcelain. Now, can you tell what this is a dupe for? So this is like, it looks like the Tarte Shape Tape packaging. So yeah, it just looks exactly like it. So I have this palette here. So this is called the Fantasy palette, Fantasy Changeable. And these are like really cheap, and if you go on the official AliExpress store. Make sure it's the official one, because I know that there are fakes of these. Even though they're like so cheap, there are still fakes, so make sure you buy from the official AliExpress store. So and they do like bundles and things on that store, and it's like, it's so good. So this is the Fantasy palette. So it kind of reminds me a tiny bit of the James Charles palette, just because of the variety of colour. I feel like James Charles is in there. I feel like all the reds and the pinks remind me of the Jaclyn Hill, like the #2 that she did. Yes, it reminds me like of a few things. But I'm gonna try that one out, and yeah, that was so cheap. They do actually do a dupe of the James Charles palette as well. And then the last palette I've got is this Fruit Pie Filling palette. So let's have a look at this. I've like forgotten like how hard it is to do things with nails, because I've not had nails on for so long. So this one, what do you think this one looks like? Like, it's really beautiful. There's a lot of pinks in there, and then bottom 2 rows just gives you a little bit more variety. Yeah, so I'm not sure at first. I'm sure I felt like somebody said it looked like the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker, but I don't feel like it's got enough like diversity in it to be the Jawbreaker dupe, because I feel like there's a lot more pinks than anything else. So yeah, not sure what it's meant to be duping, or whether it's like an original palette, but yeah, it's really pretty, and like the reflex on these shimmers look amazing. So those are the palettes, the foundation and the concealer that I have to review. So let me know what you prefer to see. Do you want like a separate video on each item, so like one for each of the palettes and then one for the foundation and concealer, or maybe just do like one for everything? I don't know. Just let me know in the comments like if anyone's got any preferences. But yeah, absolutely love the Ucanbe Honey palette. I definitely recommend you go and get it. So thanks for watching. I'm going to leave my other videos in the description box, and I will see you again shortly. Bye!